Hey, I need some windshield wiper blades installed. Think you can help me with that, sir?
Auto repairs across the street, sir. We do lawnmower repair here. Oh, hey! Mike and Larry!
Remember us?
Oh,
Remember?
my.
Come on, don't be looking at us like you don't know who
Come
he
on,
is.
Taryl.
Man, it's been like forever.
Who are these guys, Pa?
Duh! It's Mike and Larry, couple of guys I went to high school with.
Ah, what's up, guys?
Is this your son, Taryl?
Yeah, that's Junior.
Nice to meet you, Junior.
Oh, I remember now. Is this that same Mike and Larry that you said you wouldn't let them put air in your tires?
No, Junior, that's a different Mike and Larry. So, hey, you guys, what are you doing down here in Podunk? I thought y'all were living down in Florida.
Well, Taryl, you see, the wife left me, so I was like, road trip! Come on, Mike, let's go up there and see Taryl.
You got anything to drink, man? We've been sitting in that car all day, and we're real thirsty.
I got water and sodies over there in the fridge, so you two fellers go ahead, help yourself.
Water?
Sodies.
We were kind of hoping for something a little stronger than that.
Yeah, man, you got any beers?
Oh, yeah.
I just bought a 30 brick of hams.
Hams? Ugh. Don't you got anything else?
Yeah, man, like old style.
Oh, yeah. King right there.
No, hams is all we drink around here. If you don't like it, you can go buy your own.
Whoa. Pump the brakes, buddy. We'll drink it. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. I'm so thirsty, man. I could drink my own urine.
It's true. I've seen him do it a couple times at least.
Oh, yeah. Talladega 2004, man.
I remember. Barely. Hey, Taryl, man. You're all out of beer. You're going to have to go pick up some more.
Oh, man. And I'm hungry after drinking all this beer.
That's no lie.
Where are we going for lunch?
You drank that whole 30 pack and didn't even save any for me?
We're fast drinkers, Taryl. We don't play around. I mean, we had plenty for a minute. You could have grabbed one.
Oh, yeah. You got to get in there, man.
While the getting's good.
I'm working.
That's all right. You can grab another 30 after lunch. Where are we eating, man?
Yeah, I'm hungry, man. Pick somewhere.
Wherever you guys want. You buying?
Buying? We thought you were buying.
Where are your guests?
Yeah.
Come on,
You
man.
believe this guy? We're going to make his friends pay?
All right. I'll cover your guys' lunches and the beer since I haven't seen you in such a long time.
Oh, great, Taryl. Hey, Larry, you want to hit that steakhouse we saw on the way in?
You know it, Mikey. I want to get 2 lobster tails from my porterhouse.
Oh, man, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Order it up, Taryl. Have your boy go and pick it up.
Quick, get some beer. I'm starting to dry up over here.
Yeah, same here, man.
Oh, great. Offering me up. I got to stay saturated.
Pterodactyl here. Today's video is going to be on this here John Deere 455. Now gather around, grass rats, because there's a very interesting story behind this tractor. And you're going to freak out when you hear it. You're just going to freak out! Customer found this tractor at the scrapyard and paid $50 for it. Can you believe that? $50. Now it runs, it just doesn't run very well. Now I know absolutely nothing about diesels, but I'm learning just like you. So it won't start with the key, but you can get it to crank over. And what I learned about these is this right here, this electric solenoid here, this is what turns the fuel on and off, or basically this is your on-off switch. This is what turns the mower off when you want to kill it. So you turn it off and this shuts off the fuel. So this is a fuel shut-off solenoid. And it's bad. This is bad. But when I turn the key on, it has power to it, so it'll stay engaged. It's just not strong enough to pull it in when you turn the key on. See, when I turn the key on, you can see it. It wants to pull it in, but you got to help it. So in order to start it, you got to turn the key on. You got to suck that in. Then you got to come over here and jump off the power going to the starter to the wire to the solenoid. See? It runs. $50! So now we need to figure out why it won't start with the key. So the customer also had this service manual that he bought on the inner screen. So it covers all these models. These are gas models, and the 455 is the diesel. So right over here in this book, I sat up for 3 nights reading all the way till I got to this section. Cranking circuit diagnosis. For serial number up to 07000. Then over here, 2 pages over, cranking circuit test points, 455, serial number 07000, whatever that is, and up. So we have this one. So, got to know what serial number you got. So here's the tag, and there's our serial number, 01253, and there's another number missing, but that tells me that we've got this one, up to the 7000. Plus we have this starter. This starter with this down here. See how it's got that, the trigger wire for the solenoid? Send 12 volts to this. This wire is not going to that. This is all by itself. This is the trigger wire. So when you turn the key, you send 12 volts to that. Excuse me. You send 12 volts to that. That's why I was able to jump it right from here to there. The other one, that's 7,000, 70,000, whatever that number is, and up, it's got a different, entirely different starter setup. So I just went through and followed everything it says. So it tells you transmission in neutral, PTO switch in the off position, parking brake engaged. Key switch in the run position. Now the run position is just on. Start position is when you got it cranked all the way to start. This is run position. Just to be clear. And then they want you to take your meter or test light, which is what I use, the test light, and go right from the battery negative and then the positive lead of your test light or meter to the test points. Now here's the test points. 1 through 11. So number 1, you go to number 1. See, you just follow the numbers on the drawing. Battery positive terminal. So they want you to make sure there's juice in the battery. We already know that. Number 2, ignition LED. So when I turn the key on, this green light comes on. So that's what they're doing. See? Number 2, right here. Ignition LED, light on, number 2. That's normal. If not normal, then they tell you the next step. Starter solenoid terminal, minimum 10 volts. Number 3. Here's number 3. Right here, that's this wire. Minimum 10 volts. I got no volts to this. key switch and start position. Not run position, start. So that means all the way cranked. And when I put my test light on there, from negative, put my test light on there, turn the key, I get nothing. Okay? So if that happens, no voltage, minimum 10 volts. If not normal, no voltage, go to step 4. Low voltage, they want you to check this other stuff. So mine, no voltage, step 4. Start relay. Relay clicks. You'll hear it click. Where's the key at? I can hear it clicking. So I know the relay's clicking. So step 4, start relay. Relay clicks. Relay does not click or cannot feel, go to step 5. Relay clicks, normal. Test checkpoint 5. Brake switch and control fuel switch module terminal 4. Number 5. Where's 5? Right here. So they want you to test in there. I did all that. I had battery voltage. Number 6, brake switch. Here's your brake switch, which is on the other side. If you're trying to find that parking brake switch, that's up underneath here. I don't know if we can get a shot of it. Here it is right here, where my finger is. It's riveted to the frame. There's the little button. That wire is real hard to get at. You may have to remove the fenders to get at it. I was able to get under there with a pair of pliers and pull it off. It wasn't easy. And then I had a Sten's interlock brake switch. Says AYP, but it's the same one. So I ended up pulling that off of there just to make sure it wasn't the switch, and I plugged it in, and I still had no power to the key switch. So your switch might be bad if you've got one of these and it's not working. But again, it's a lot easier if you pull this part of the fenders off to get to it. And if you got an old beast ugly tractor like this, you could always cut the fenders away if you're an animal. So I tested all that. Where were we? Number 6, brake switch. I had battery voltage. Number 6, the yellow wire, I had battery voltage going to that. My test light lit up. Then they want you to test this other terminal here and the brake switch I tested, which we just talked about. Then I checked this, had battery voltage here, battery voltage. Then they want you to check number 7, PTO switch. They want you to test that, see if you got power going there. Had battery voltage. Then number 8, PTO switch, battery voltage. Number 9, going back to this panel. Control fuel module, terminal F. I had battery voltage. It even tells you what color the wire is. Then you turn the page. Now here, test conditions. You got to read this very close. Control fuel module, fuses removed. So then you take these 2 fuses out. Key switch and start position. So they just want the key on. Now they want you to check for ohms. So what we're doing here is we're just checking to see if we got ground. Because now we're at number 10 right here. So you pull this plug off down here where the black wire is. You pull this off. And there's the black wire. And if you look on the schematic here, if you follow that number 10, that's ground. So they're looking for ohms resistance. So you can use a continuity tester just to see if you got continuity. They just want to know if this black wire might be broken. Because if you got no ground, it's not going to work. Okay, now we go to test 11. Control fuse module, fuses installed. So you got to put the fuses back in. Let me plug this back in too. Key switch and run position. So you just turn it to one click. Terminal 5. Where's number 11 on here now? Right here. Number 11. Which again is this going to this wire here. Battery voltage. Number 11. Fuse module terminal 5. Right here. This is that purple wire again that's going to the solenoid. No power. So what they're telling you to do then, no voltage, replace control fuel module. So they want us to replace this whole thing. And this thing, which has got the key switch on it, from John Deere, as of today, 2024, at our local dealer was $290, 300 bucks. Now you can go on the inner screen on FleaBay, we'll give you the part number, and you can get a knockoff aftermarket one, but I looked at that one, I was just looking at the pictures. They sold quite a few of them, but I was looking at the pictures and I thought, it just looks kind of cheap. It just looked cheap to me. So I'm going to get the actual one, which I did. Called our local dealer, and they had it in stock. Now this is the part number for ours under that serial number range. If you have the other serial number range, it takes a different key switch module. It takes a different one. This is for ours. Serial numbers are very important if there's a break, because the parts may change. So for ours, this is the one. And when I did a giggle search on the inner screen, FleaBay, there was an aftermarket one that came up, which was less than half the price of this, but you know what, it just looked cheap to me. All right. So we got the new module, and there's a couple of parts in here. Take out the key. Take this off. Unplug the plugs. Now they tell you to disconnect the negative terminal from the battery so you don't accidentally short anything out. So I've got this disconnected. I'll get a nut driver. Now these we're not using. This is a fuse. Let me tuck this out of the way, and this is probably for some accessory, so we don't need that in our way. And I'll get a nut driver and I'll take that off. Okay, here's the new setup. And it comes with a big giant love note. But most of the pages are in different languages. So if you notice one thing different, grass rats, is we've got this big power cable here that is loose from the control board. See, they've eliminated this power wire, one of these, probably looks like this one, is now by itself. They've eliminated it off this board. So I wonder if that might have been a problem. So what the instructions tell you to do is to release this wire here from the plug. So if you notice, if we were to plug this back in, see how it plugs into here? If we were to plug this back in, there's no terminal for this one. That's where this is going to plug in. That's why they give you this. So I need to release that. So I got to get a tool to release that with, which I got over here. Just something thin to get in there and release that terminal. Again, they want you to disconnect the negative. So once it's released, then you can check it, make sure it's clean, because this is hot. This has got power to it right now. And then they want you to bend that tab back. So sometimes if you bend it down too far, you got to get it to lock into the new, into that new clip. So I bent it back. Now I'll slide this on there. There's our little spot right there. That's got to go like this, so it'll click in. You'll hear it click. That's why that tab's got to be bent up so it locks. See, now it's locked on. Now we can go ahead and install our new switch. Let's get it up in there. They give us a new nut to secure it. And then we'll put the board back in place here. So that's why it's good to do that test procedure, because you may go and buy this module, and it being an electrical part, your local dealer may say, we're not taking that back, because they might be afraid that you might have damaged it, and they're like, no, we're not taking that back. Or you could buy the cheap one, and then if that wasn't the problem, well, at least you're not out $290. You're only out, I think it was $117 on Fleabay. That way you would only be out that amount of money. And then you come to find out it's the brake switch, or you had a bad connection somewhere. You don't want to sit there and be buying a bunch of parts, because then you may look and go, well, maybe it's this one here. Maybe that's the one that's bad. Then you go and buy that. And then you're just throwing all this money at it. And here you find out you just had a bad brake switch. Plug this back in, this down, this release tab faces down. Plug this back in. And now we plug this into here. Hook up our negative battery cable. Got our parking brake on. Put our key back in. Green lights on. So I got the switch on. And there's your dinner. Crank's over now. Now we got to tackle this solenoid. Because again, when I turn the key on, it's not energizing enough. It's weak. So this part from John Deere, about $170. They do have a knockoff again on Fleabay. But before I buy that knockoff, I looked around the shop because I thought I might have one of those. And I do. And this one's good. It's just mounts different. So this is what I'm going to do to buy me some time, or to maybe make this one work, is I can swap this out to here. I'll cut these off, and I'll cut these tabs off of here because this is bad anyway. This thing is definitely bad. I'll cut these tabs off, and if I weld them on there without damaging this, I might be able to get this to work. If I damage it, then I'll just go on Fleabay and just buy that cheap one. Well, let me try this first. Stay tuned. Okay, I got this fuel shutoff solenoid welded on there. Let's see if it works or if I damaged it. Oh yeah, it's working like it's supposed to. Now I'll cut this plug off and tidy up these wires to make it look nice. But let's, as Elkskin says, fire it up, 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 shut up! Fire up that diesel. It's not starting. Smoking a lot. Now it's got a glow plug light on here. Right there in the middle. And it's off. It's cranking hard. Them glow plugs might be bad. Because it started before. You saw it when I jumped it. Let me get my test light. Come here, Mr. Test Light.
At your service, Taryl. How come you didn't draw a face on me, Mr. Test Light?
Give me a Sharpie and I'll draw one on you. All right. Negative battery terminal. So the glow plugs are right here in the top. There's 3 of them, one for each cylinder, because this is a 3-cylinder Yanmar. This is the power wire going to the glow plugs, and then they're daisy chained together. So if I'm getting power to the glow plugs, when I turn the key to the run position, the light should light up. And it does. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is test the glow plugs. Here, let me do that to each one. Make sure we're getting power to each one. Yeah, we're getting power to each glow plug. They're probably bad. Let's pull a glow plug out, test it. All right, there's a little tiny nut on top, 7 millimeter. And then there's a little flat and a little lock washer on top. We'll pull this wire off. And it's 12 millimeter socket. Now, all diesels don't need glow plugs, but it does assist in the starting of it. So here's a glow plug. It's all carboned up and wet. So I'm going to hook the wire back up to it. I'm just going to put the nut on, because I know me, I'll probably drop that little flat washer and let me get a ground wire, because I got to ground it. Hold on. Ground wire to there. And again, I'll go right to the negative of the battery. Now the reason they call it a glow plug is it's supposed to glow and get hot. So when I turn the key to the run position, the glow plug indicator light comes on to let you know that it's heating up the glow plugs. Now that should be getting hot. And it's not. It's not even warm. So it's bad. And I'm not just going to try to figure out which ones are bad. There's only 3 of them. I'm just going to have to buy 3 new glow plugs. So yeah, it will start. It's just going to start hard. Well, I'll either have to go to John Deere or get on the inner screen and get a set of glow plugs. I got the new glow plugs in today, and we're going to show you how they're supposed to work. So I got it grounded, and then put 12 volts to this, and this thing is going to glow. Look at that. Look at that. Woo! My favorite flavor, cherry red. You know who says that, don't you? Mick Jagger. So, woo! Cherry red! All right, let me install the glow plugs and see if this thing is going to start any quicker than it was. Well, there they are, all installed. Let's
Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up!
shut up. All right, let the glow plug light go out. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Diesel! Woo! Man, I wish I would have came across this thing at the scrapyard for 50 bucks. This is a couple grand right now and don't have much into it. What did we do? We put that new key switch assembly on it, so it would start with the key. Set of glow plugs. I rigged up this fuel shutoff valve. I got it all wired in with the original plug. Man, I mean, with a little bit more work, you could get this thing looking spiffy. And I think I did mention that it also had a 60-inch mower deck. 50 bucks, can you believe it? That's crazy. Oh man, what a deal. And I learned something about diesels, because I never worked on diesels before. And I hope you learned something about diesels, if you don't already know about diesels. Well, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you already haven't subscribed. Check out our web store. We got all kinds of stuff there. Maybe there's something there for you. Like this Easy Work shirt. This would look good on your scrawny body. Easy Works. If it doesn't suck, it'll definitely blow. This is the best power equipment out there. And as always, there's your dinner. Woo! $50! $4.55! Man! Purring like a kitten now.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, man, that was good. Whew. I'm stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite.
I hear you, Mikey. Hey, Taryl, that beer cold yet? My little mousy friend here said he wants a cold one.
Me too, man. Me too, man. Put it there, dude.
Don't you think it's about time for you boys to hit the road? You've been here all day.
I don't think we should be driving, Taryl, after drinking all that beer.
Probably not a good idea. Your little mousy friend thinks it'd be cool if we crash here for the night.
Yeah, maybe just a couple of days, Taryl.
A couple days?
Well, you know, no more than maybe a week or so.
A week?
A couple of weeks to a month.
A couple weeks to a month?
This place is nice.
Are you guys crazy?
No, Taryl. Honestly, it shouldn't be any longer than a week.
Or two.
No. You guys have taken enough advantage of me today. You're leaving tonight.
What? You're really gonna kick out old friends?
Come on, man.
After all we've done for him? Come on, man.
Obviously, you're quick to forget
Yeah.
that time when my truck broke down and I didn't have the money to pay for it.
Yeah.
You came by and you fixed it, and then you paid for the part.
Yeah, well, come on, man.
Sure.
Yeah. You said you were going to pay me back for that, and you never did.
Yeah, like that time my refrigerator broke and you loaned me your refridge.
Yeah.
And you never brought it back, and I had to go and buy another fridge.
Fine. I see how you are. I guess we'll leave then.
Yeah.
Mikey, grab that 30 brick. Let's get out of here.
No. You're not taking another one of my 30 bricks.
Man, why are you being like this?
Yeah, is this how you treat old friends?
Look, guys, it's been nice seeing you and catching up and all, but you two need to go. I got things to do.
All right, Taryl. We'll be going. But there's just one last thing. You know that old pickup truck of mine out there?
That's Betsy. She's a little sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But she just loves scarfle down gasoline, so maybe you could spare a couple dollars, help us get back on the road, right?
Yeah, anything. $200, $400, $500,
Yeah,
whatever you can spare. She's a
anything.
scarfler.
Oh, yeah.
All right, if I give you guys my last $40, will you leave? Will you leave tonight?
Yeah, man, yeah. Anything you could spare would be greatly appreciated. Right, Mikey?
Oh, yeah, get us back on the road.
Hey, Pa, did you finally get rid of your pals, Moochy and Leechy?
How'd you know their last names, Junior?
What are you talking about?
Their names were Mike Moochy and Larry Leechy.
Ah, how fitting. Moochy and Leechy. You know, Pa, those two guys, they're real pieces of